What's going on, YouTube? My name is Chad, and I'm with End Zone Vault. That's with an underscore. We appreciate you guys jumping on our YouTube page today to talk about sports. I know what we mainly talk about is sports memorabilia. Feel free to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all the different socials. Really helps out our page. Leave us a subscribe or a follow on those different channels. And let's get into the topic for today. So we usually talk about sports memorabilia, but today we're going to be transitioning more to the NBA and a recent firing of Mike Malone. This has kind of hit the whole NBA scene over the head. For those of you who haven't heard, Mike Malone and Calvin Booth, the GM of the Denver Nuggets, recently got fired on April 8th. This came after the team went 47-32 to pretty much end the whole entire season, 4 games before playoffs, and it shocked everyone. Why did they do it? This comes after they were the fourth seed in the West. They had the best player in the world. And that honestly might be the reason why, is that kind of underachievement from having Nikola Jokic on your team, averaging a triple-double, and not being the one seed, not being the most dominant team in the West. Well, I've hammered it home to really two main points on why Mike Malone got fired. The first is with his disagreement over the past couple of years with Calvin Booth, the GM. They have a bunch of unseasoned draft picks such as Zeke Naji, Peyton Watson, and Jalen Pickett that the GM wants to see go out there and get meaningful minutes. While on the other hand, Mike Malone wants to stick to his key starters of Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook. And kind of this has soured the relationship between the two because the head coach isn't necessarily following what the GM wants. And so Steve Kroenick, the owner, decided we're going to part with both groups here and kind of do a clean cut, maybe at an unopportune time right before the playoffs, kind of changing up staff like that. But he wanted the bad juju out of the building. So that's really the first reason on why I think that Mike Malone got fired. The second big reason why I think that Mike Malone got fired was because players around the locker room and many reporters around the Nuggets organization have said that players become disinterested with playing for Mike Malone and not really getting motivated by him anymore. This comes after the team lost 4 straight games going into his firing, and after he got on them a little bit during a post-game press conference after losing to Portland back in end of March. Right before his firing, the previous 15 games, the Nuggets defense had slipped all the way to 19th in terms of defensive rating, which is just unacceptable for a hopeful title contender in the NBA. So I really think that this lack of motivation from the players and holding themselves to a high defensive standard, along with Calvin Booth and Mike Malone's relationship, has led to the firing of both Calvin Booth and Mike Malone. Side note to add about all this is that Nikola Jokic, the star center for the Nuggets, has actually said that he's liked Mike Malone as a coach. Maybe it's because of the lax approach he took to coaching the All-Star, the All-NBA big, but with having your best player like the coach going into the playoffs with him fired, it could lead to some distrust from Jokic, who they need at the top of their game if they're going to make an NBA championship this year. But I'm curious to hear from you guys. What do you think about this firing? Is it good for the team? Is it bad for the team? If after this year, if they keep Jokic on the team, is it going to be worthwhile in the long run? I'm still undecided on what's going to happen, but I've always heard a championship fixes a culture. So if they win this year, I think everything's going to be peaches and rainbows. So I appreciate you guys joining me today for this little update on Mike Malone. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Till next time, see you.